Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Flix and Giggles. I am DJ Keo.
And I am Basil Barrington, and we are back with another Silo review, episode number 6, The Drive. No need for an IMDb because there are no ratings, no
Hey,
reviews
not
yet.
out yet. It's not
It's
out
not
yet.
out yet, dude.
Don't matter. It don't matter. It's a
Yo.
10 anyway. Don't matter. Like,
So I was like, yeah, so when I was looking at the episode name, I was like, The Drive. I said, well,
Mhm.
I'm guessing that it's, the AI automated car that's doing this thing. But dude, who
Mhm.
knew that The Drive was the entire episode? It was
It's
the
every
entire
aspect of this
episode.
episode. Every aspect of this episode is part of the drive. It's getting you there.
I mean, where
That's
were they
clever. It's
going?
very clever.
Where were they going? I'm
Mhm.
just like, if they were, I'm thinking like maybe they were driving out to, the far reaches of Northern Virginia, which could be like an hour and a half, 2 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, like, because they're not at a regular airport, so it's got to be
no,
somewhere
this
far
is this
out
is
in the
secret private
boondocks, right?
airport for real.
Yeah, they're out in the boondocks, sure. They were driving an open road for a minute, like, so but I didn't see any farmland, so I think they probably went south because they started in DC, right? And they went south,
Yeah, they were on
or
95
they
as
went
well. Mhm.
yeah, so they probably went south, and they're out in the I don't know, cotton farm, whatever in Virginia got. They got farms out in Virginia. They got something out there. They're in the
Mhm.
middle of nowhere. That we can attest to that. They're in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, that drive took a minute, all right? It
I
took a
was
long
thinking
time.
I was thinking because they said they were on 95. So
Mhm.
in Northern Virginia, you're not on 95 in Northern going to Northern Virginia, right? And I was thinking, okay, if they were driving north, maybe I mean on 95, maybe they were going north to Aberdeen. But dude, okay, so they were driving, they were having moments, trying to like stop
Mhm.
the car the whole nine. The car like just it was
Kinda
completely
doing its thing.
controlled. Yeah,
Yeah.
by AI, dude. Like,
Mhm.
um, so they finally get to a destination after driving like a scene. Again, the whole show was them
With the
driving,
police
right?
escort. With
Right.
the police escort,
And
yeah.
then you saw oh boy, don't know his name, so I'm calling him the older white guy,
Old man, yeah.
the old man, and I'm just like, okay, he's here. We know what's going on, and I kind of thought it was him anyway, right? So
Mhm.
excuse me, they get to an airport, private airport, because you have to go through like, gates. Um, at some point
Mhm.
when they were driving, the escort came up, you saw the older white guy, and I was like, okay, it's over, right?
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
made like Daniel made a very good point. He's like, well, if they wanted to kill us, they would have killed us already.
Yeah,
So
they
let's
would've done it
just
already. You were
let's see
middle of
what's up.
nowhere for a long time, man.
Exactly. Let's see
Easy
what's
running
up.
off a bridge or
Right.
hit a t he said, "Hit a tree, run off a bridge," and those are excellent points, all right?
Right.
So I think he calmed down, it's like, "You know what? We're going somewhere, alright."
Right.
He
Mhm.
said, "We're probably going to a good place." So
So
that makes sense.
they get to the airport, they get to the hangar, like a hangar door opens up. The
Mhm,
senator comes out. I knew she was
mhm.
connected. Did you think she was connected?
Yeah, she's responsible for this whole thing.
Yeah,
She's the
for
one.
real. And she basically told them that, we really need your help. Do you want to
Yeah,
do
she said, "You
something
wanna save
good?
the world. You wanna save the world."
She said, you want to save
I
the world, dude.
well, he's gonna build these things, and this is gonna lead to some spoiler territory. But like,
Mhm.
I think Daniel he's in Silo One. That's what I think.
You
It's my
think
personal
Daniel is
opinion.
the one who's okay? That's going to make me,
It's different. There's different voices. If you go back and watch the show when they were talking to people, it's different people on the mic.
ooh, so
It's different
maybe
people.
like you said in Silo 1, some people are in stasis, they come out, those go back into stasis. So maybe
Mhm.
Daniel came out of stasis and he's the AI that's speaking. I've got to listen a
That's
lot better. I've got to listen a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
better,
Well, I
you
just think
know?
we can't tell because it's all digitized, whatever. But
Right.
I do
Mhm.
know it's different people.
Mhm.
'Cause some of the voices sound more robotic, and then some sound like how a regular person talks. The
Mhm.
last voice that we heard sounds like a regular person, not AI.
When Camille was going through her little like, when she became hysterical or,
Talking like
just
a regular
going
person,
through that thing,
man.
I was like, "Ooh, that could be
He said
Daniel." You
mood
know what I'm
swings.
saying? What do you
Yeah,
think this
yeah.
whole "Do you want to save the world" is? Do you want to save the world thingy is? And again, they were driven like the entire episode to an undisclosed
Hours. It
airport,
had to
right?
be hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Joint didn't run out of gas either, right? So keep that in mind. So, and then they're like, "Do you want to save the world?" This
Mhm,
is only episode 6, so we know we got 3 episodes that's going to be crazy. So maybe
mhm.
they are going to tell them about the nanobots in the silo. Maybe s- the nanobots were created somehow, got out of control, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And now they're like, hey, listen, we got to like save a portion of humanity.
Mhm.
So we're gonna create these. Oh man,
Like,
listen. Episode
there's a lot
7
of
is gonna
stuff,
be
man.
crazy.
Here's
Yeah.
my question to you, all right?
What? What?
How long do you think it takes to build 50 silos or 51 silos?
I'm gonna say if these were being built by the Chinese, maybe a year.
Okay.
America, maybe 50 years. Dude, the Chinese
It would
built
take a while.
The Chinese
Yeah, I
built
know.
a Tesla factory in 18
Mhm.
months, dude, and it's the size of a city. And I was just like,
Yeah, yeah.
wow, it is
That's what I'm
crazy.
saying, like, it is possible
Mhm.
to build all this stuff in an emergency situation, right? Unlimited funds, you gotta get it done. We're saving the world. You could probably get it done quickly, but I think it will be at least a year
10
to
well,
do
to
do
build what?
50.
All the silos?
Yeah, 50 silos. I would take it's gotta take longer than that,
Well, it
maybe
seemed
longer.
like
You got concrete, man. You gotta let that thing cure before you even go on to the next level.
and then you got to dig the hole, but I don't know. I don't know where I was watching something, and it seemed like they were bringing in like parts of the silo to build. So maybe the actual
It
silos are
could be
built like,
pieces.
yeah,
You know what I'm
you
saying? Like,
know,
it could be a floor. They're doing one floor at a time.
right,
You just
and
drop
bring
the
a
floor in.
silo like, how many floors are on a silo again? Like 100? How many? I forget.
I think 200 or something like
Yeah, so
that. Like,
maybe they're
it's a
bringing
lot.
like, bringing like the silos in like 74 floors at a time. I don't know, but that would be really
I
interesting.
It makes sense that if it was pre-built, a lot of stuff was pre-built, that would make sense
Yeah,
and be quicker to do. But
right.
you still gotta run plumbing, you gotta run electrical, you gotta do a bunch of stuff. So, I think that part would take time, but if it was pre-built, you could do everything in a year
But you know what's
easily.
interesting about the silo is like when you watch shows or movies where, the world is about to be destroyed and like each country is like, going to save a portion of their society. And these aren't like, Joe Schmo who works at the bodega, on
Mhm.
116th and 8th. You know what I'm saying? It's like people, it's like you got a skill. We're gonna need that skill building the next,
Oh, yeah.
generation or whatever, right? So if you think about
Mhm.
the silo, it's like a lot of these people in a silo, it's just like, who are they? What are they doing? Like, I mean, like, how are they important to
I
like
think
society?
the
Or is this a
original
big
people had to
experiment?
be No, but I think the original
Hmm.
people had to be scientists and doctors and this kind of stuff because
Hmm.
there's no way you could take random people and they would understand science or engineering and that stuff. This has to be generational stuff passed down for all these
Okay.
years.
Right. Okay.
It has
Hmm.
to be generational. There's no way.
Hmm.
The original people in all the silos have to be engineers and doctors and scientists. That's the only way this works.
Okay.
Because they like you can't have Bob the plumber and
Mhm.
and Joe the janitor
Joe the
coming into the
plumber
silo.
from
You got
Joe the remember Joe the
Yeah.
plumber, the guy with the red sweater? Like, oh my
Yeah, yeah.
goodness, dude, come on.
No, you need top shelf people to be in this thing, right? To
But
have the
the
mental acuity to be
outside of
underground and
outside of silo one, you mean? I mean, inside of silo
yeah,
one,
I
you
mean,
mean?
all of
Right.
no, not just Silent. I mean, Silent One is probably politicians and those kind of people, right? But I'm
Hmm.
saying in all the other silos, you
Right.
need engineers, doctors, scientists, that kind of stuff that will go down willingly into this thing and think they're doing it for a better cause. Because
Hmm.
then you could keep this going for a couple generations at least. Because
Wow.
like a lot of these people, like their family was doing this thing beforehand.
Yeah. And
So,
it's like,
your family was an engineer, electrician, or whatever beforehand, so you're just
mhm.
gonna do that now. So, like,
and and
it's
no school
easier, I think,
either.
to maintain that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
there's
no
no school,
school.
as I'm saying,
Yeah. Hmm.
their school is being shadowed, so you have to be
Yeah.
that has to be in your blood, man. It
Yeah.
can't be in your thing
Hmm.
beforehand. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like
That's
the
very
odds are
interesting.
very
The
high
shadows. Yeah.
that you have smart type people. Your great great grandfather in the
Hmm.
silo was an engineer or something.
The shadows
That
is a
makes sense.
very good point. So if we go back to the silo,
Mhm.
Jules, let's talk about Camille really quickly because Camille,
I bet, dude. I hate
Cam,
Camille like I hated Skylar
Camille,
White from Breaking Bad. All right,
you know,
like on paper, she's doing the right thing for her family, yada yada. But I can't stand you. It's that level, all right? That level of hate. I give it to her because, like, here's the thing: on paper, Camille's doing the right thing on paper
right?
to save the silo, right?
Right.
On paper, she's doing the right thing.
Mhm.
She's a scumbag, all right? For
Yeah,
lots of different
for
reasons.
lots of different reasons, for sure.
Lots of different things. A terrible wife, terrible mother, terrible leader. She's got a bunch of things that she's doing poorly right now. And she was a raider before, so I'm pretty sure she was beating up people and doing all kind of shady stuff beforehand. So I think that Sims and her make sense being together because they're all two awful people.
Mhm.
But Sims is looking at this like, yo, we're on the wrong side of history right now.
Mm.
I can't do this. He's
Speaking of
at
which,
least maybe he's pretending that, but like it looks like that's the argument he's making right now to himself. It's like we can't,
and
we're not doing this.
and Camille basically said this to Sims. First of all,
Mhm.
their son, he was caught stealing because his mother isn't around, so he's acting up, right? So he's acting out, I
Yeah,
should
yeah,
say, right?
yeah.
So when they were like on the steps, right, on the stairs, um,
Mhm.
Camille basically told him, like, yo, go home. You didn't hear me? Go home. Go home.
Get
Right?
out of
Take
here,
care, go
man.
take care of your son, right?
Go
And
wash
then
these dishes, man. That's what you did.
with no dishwasher. Go wash these dishes for real. She basically told him to
Mhm,
go home, you know.
mhm,
So when Camille finally came home,
mhm.
she basically told Sims, she was like, whatever you're doing, stop it because once I find out, you're gonna be in
I'm gonna
trouble
do
and
some.
I'm gonna take care of it.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
basically said that, like, if I find out you're doing something crazy, dude, I'm Swiss cheesing you,
Mhm.
she basically said. And
This
and
is
she also
okay.
said, and she also approved, she was like, you know what, forget this. Put this
Mhm.
vitamin D in the water supply. Like, wow, dude,
Yeah,
she
she's
is like
forever. No,
your
but like
own
this is
son,
my
your
issue
own
with her.
son, your own son.
Yes. This is my issue with her as a character, right?
Hmm.
Of all the people in the silo who knows what you're going through, Sims is the only one, and Bernard, but you don't know Bernard's alive, right?
Hmm.
Sims is literally the only other person that understands what's going on. And you're boxing him out and sunning him like he hasn't been doing this his entire career. Like you've been a worker bee. This guy's been at the top of the pyramid. Where he like as a shadow or just running judiciary, whatever. He's been doing stuff at the top of the pyramid. He has a lot of information about things that you just found out about
A lot of
yesterday, right?
skeletons. Hmm.
A lot of skeletons, a lot of stuff to
Hmm.
keep the silo going. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears that he put on the line for the silo. And she just figured this stuff out yesterday because she got approval. And she's like, I don't care. Go home, wash the dishes, man. This is this
She
is
straight hemmed him.
wild to me as a
Yeah.
person, right?
She herbed him, dude. She straight herbed him. I was just
Yeah,
like, yo, I
that's
said,
wild.
Common. I had to call out. I was like, Common, you just let her herb you? What's going on, right? So
You gonna take that?
so
Like,
Camille is like crazy, right? I'm telling you, she's a up, but it's so weird because I kind of think
Mhm.
that she may come around, but I also think that she will not come around. And the reason why I'm saying
I
that, and both can be true, but the reason why I'm
yes,
saying that is
yeah,
because, like you said, once
yeah.
you're ahead
Mhm,
of IT, it's done, right? It's over.
mhm,
If you don't have a come to Jesus moment, it's over. Like Bernard was saying, like, listen, he found out
mhm,
because like Jules kept hitting him. He was like, listen,
mhm,
this is for real. I see it now. But
mhm.
Camille isn't going to have that like luxury because she's so new at it. And so she's like, she wants to please and everything else. And it's so crazy. So
Yeah.
speaking of like, the head of IT, um, they're looking for, like Camille is looking for Jules and she finally finds her. That was all a whole setup, and they were trying to send. She brought like Jules to like IT, to speak to the AI. Wasn't that crazy?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think the AI was like, "You gotta deal with her differently, all right?
Right.
She's complicated."
I was like,
So
what are they
when
about
I
to
saw
have like
that,
high tea in this joint or something?
yeah, well, this is the thing. When I saw that, I was thinking about this. Like, they
Hmm.
have to have a Jules type person in all of the silos,
Yeah,
driving silo number one insane. They gotta be so frustrated. Like, we gotta poison this group.
yeah,
Just sit down and do your job. I don't understand. Like,
right.
they have to be people in Silo One so livid about dealing with these idiots that are trying to overthrow the Silo One or all this stuff every 5 minutes. Because it's 50, right? Well, 40, 48. Let's say 48.
Yeah.
There has to be 48 Juliets in all of the other silos.
Well, in
Or just
17, in
people like them
17, you
causing
had the
trouble.
guy. Remember, you had the guy who was a
Yes.
Jules, right? Come on.
Yeah, 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 but I'm
Hmm.
saying, but there has to be a bunch of them,
Yeah.
either in this generation or the generation before that or whatever.
Hmm.
Every silo has to have this kind of instance of what's going on, and they gotta be fed up in silo one, man. They gotta be tired. Like, "We're gonna turn this car around," like that kinda thing. They're just tired. They have to be exhausted with dealing with this stuff every 5 minutes, 'cause it's a
So,
lot, man.
so Jules got she
Mhm,
basically got the AI. She was like, listen, there are kids alive in 17. We should go get them. And so the deal she made was, listen,
mhm,
you can like give me the memory drugs. I'm fine with that. At least let's go get him, bring him here, and then everyone would lose their memories, right? And so
mhm,
the deal was like she would go over there and trying to find out how to like seal up this pipe, right?
mhm.
And so she was going to
Yeah.
send the top engineers there, and I did not know Shirley was pregnant. Did you know Shirley was pregnant?
I did not know that beforehand, but it makes sense.
Right.
It makes
But it
sense.
also
Yeah.
doesn't explain because in a
Mhm.
silo, you're basically chosen to be pregnant because they give you these drugs to suppress you. And then, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
They
So it was
but
just,
they must have got approved because they don't get special treatment down there.
right. You know what I'm
They
saying?
must
But,
have got approved to do it.
right. So
This is
I was
very
just,
interesting.
right. It's very interesting. And it's also, Silo is super dark, dude. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy
Yeah,
dark.
yeah.
I'm just like, wow. And the reason why I say that is because there is um silo one that's basically controlling all of this, right?
Mhm.
And I'm quite sure it has to do with money, it has to do with power, you know. But the question is like, is there anyone controlling silo one too, right? You know what I'm saying,
No,
right?
I think Solid One's on its own, man. I don't think anybody's left to tell Solid One what to
Listen,
do.
I know you've been reading this stuff, but I mean, is that really the
Not
case?
even
Is
for
silo
reading.
one?
I really think there's a huge chunk of America that's messed up. And I
Yeah.
don't think there's nobody telling Silo One what to do. I don't think anyone alive knows what Silo One is. You gotta think about it. This is 300 years ago when they went into the silos. That's 300 years ago. So like
Wow.
whoever's alive outside in America, whether they're cavemen or whatever they're doing right now, they don't even know what a Silo One is.
Now, really quickly, what do you think
Mhm.
about what's up, Billings and Hank? That sort of
See,
scene.
they're on probably the most important thing right now. They
Dude.
gotta figure out who's stealing this thing. What are they doing with this stuff? Can you salvage all of the like? How much did you steal? Are they still there? Are they broken? Because you need them badly, right? To keep everything afloat. You kind of need to get these lights back.
Mhm.
Like, what are you using the light? That's the crazy part for me. I can't figure out what on earth are you using the lights for. But like Billings, whatever this quest is with Billings is the
He's
most important thing in Silo right now.
he's you know what? I think it is too. He is actually going to unearth something, right? And he
Mhm.
kind of feels it too. You can tell because he's like, this is not in the pack. And he went to the camera room, the video room, and it's just like, wow, it's
Yeah,
just all
that
this
was
like
wow. He had his gun
underground
out and
stuff, right?
everything,
I'm
man.
serious, right? It's just
He was
like
ready to
sometimes,
go.
I don't know if he was gonna squeeze, but I think like at that point he
Mhm.
was like, this is all a lie. You know what I'm saying, right? But
Yeah.
he is going to find out something, but I think with Billings and Hank, that was a very interesting sort of like segment because when they were talking to, Knox, trying to get information about his father, then Knox went and saw his father. I didn't know that guy was his father, right?
No,
But
that was his father. That was some guy that he knows. His
okay,
father
he
knows.
was like, I'm trying to
He
see
says
my
his father
father.
is dead. He says
Okay.
his father died 2 years ago or something like that.
Okay, but he did go and say, I'm here to see my father. So maybe the father is
Yeah, he
alive.
tried to.
Yeah.
No, well, maybe. You
I
can't
think
trust
I
anybody
think
down there,
I
man.
think the father is alive, but he said he hadn't seen him in years, right? But
Yeah, you can't trust it.
so this is out of this entire show. Let me ask you this question, and then I'm gonna answer the
Mhm,
question. Out of this
mhm.
entire episode, what was the most interesting part segment of this episode for you?
I think Jules talking to the AI was probably the most interesting. The
Hmm.
most important is Billingsley. Like, what I
Hmm.
think he's dealing with is the most important because they're gonna die when they run out of the lights. But I would say it was very fascinating because they had to break all kind of protocol to bring her in there, and she knows a lot more now about how everything works
Hmm.
than she's letting on too.
I mean,
And
she
so
was in the
like,
IT room, dude. I mean, like, who does
yeah, I know
that,
she's
right?
sitting there,
Yeah.
and they're just like, I guess she's coming in here now. Like, yes, it's
So
crazy.
she
That's what I'm saying.
knows
Like that.
she
That's
knows
the
it's an
most
IT
interesting thing
now.
to it.
Right. Uh-huh.
Yeah, she understands a lot more about what's going on than even Camille does at this point.
Right.
And Camille has access to stuff, and she doesn't even know this is happening right now.
It's
So that's what I'm saying.
crazy.
Like,
Mhm.
it's kind of crazy, and how the AI said that. Well, not the AI. As a person in Silo once said,
Mhm.
"You got to deal with Jules different. She's
Right.
different. You got to talk to her different.
Like
Got a
she's
different way
she's
to handle this
different.
stuff."
For real. Jules has always been different. You know what I
Yeah,
think the
yeah.
most interesting part or segment of this episode is? So
Mm.
when Billings went into the video room, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
an old girl was showing him, and
Yes,
he was
the
like,
girl.
he
As
was
I
like,
said, like he's dealing with a big deal.
right, uh-huh. The most interesting
Mm.
thing was they saw Glenda
Mhm.
in two separate places at the same time.
Yes.
Dude,
Which
when I
I think
what?
there's twins. I think there's twins.
See,
I
that's
think one
that's
of the twins killed
that's the
that girl.
obvious though, right? And you don't well, okay, wait a
Yeah.
minute, right? Okay.
'Cause
That
it's Silo, you couldn't have extra kids. Everything's limited with what you can do with your resources, stuff like
uh,
that. They wouldn't allow that.
right. I'm gonna say this here, right? Because Billings has
Mhm.
been around. He's the sheriff. When people have kids, people know that, right? People know, like, oh, okay. He knows like if who are twins or who aren't twins, right? I kind of think
I don't
that
think they know.
I think they. I mean, like, dude, they're the ones who's regulating who can get pregnant and who can have kids. You know what I'm saying? So they know if someone's
Yeah.
gonna have like twins or not. But who
Mhm.
knows? Maybe she can be some sort of a like automation or just I don't know. It could just be
That's
anything.
interesting.
You know,
That's
it could.
interesting.
It's
Yeah.
definitely some technology behind seeing her in two different places at the same time. Maybe those
Yeah.
cameras are being manipulated by, Silo One or anything, something like that.
They've set this season up so well. Just filling in the gaps will make banger episodes.
Graham
You know what I'm
Yost,
saying? Like you just adding context to what's going on will be enough to make it a good show. So even though you could add all this other stuff and make it more interesting, or you could have things happen and make it interesting, just simple information about what's going on next is enough to keep this thing going. So I'm excited. I'm excited. And how many more seasons do you think they're gonna keep this thing going for?
Well, I mean, you were saying that like these first three seasons thus far seems like book one, right?
Yeah, it's a mixture of one and two,
Okay.
but it's some stuff from two.
Excuse me. I can see
Three
five.
we
I
haven't
can
really
see.
got into yet because three I
Mhm.
think was no, we have gotten stuff from three because three I think was the prequel stuff. Something like that. I can't remember.
I can see like 5 or 6 seasons for sure.
Mhm.
I can see that with
I think so.
yeah, I think I can see that also with Foundation as well. So, you know, um
Mhm.
I think Apple when they invest in these things, they're like,
Yeah, they
hey, you
want to
know
go
what?
on for a minute.
Yeah, they wanted to go
They
on. You
want
know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
We are
yeah.
talking about Silo, episode 6, The Drive. Keo, what are you gonna rate this joint?
This is a 15 out of 10. This is a great show. It's above 10, I'll say that. This
Yeah.
show was great. We had a whole episode of people driving the car, and it was entertaining. Like, you can't
Yo,
beat this, all right?
I thought they were gonna
They
start
sat
playing
down in the
spades, dude. You know, like,
right?
you know, for real.
Listen, you gotta think about that. They sat down in the car, and it was just as entertaining as the things going on in the silo.
Wow, amazing.
This is greatness right here. We're dealing with greatness.
Mhm.
So it's exquisite. I love the show right now. 10 out of 10, 15 out of 10, whatever you want. You
Yeah.
choose.
I'm giving this a 10, man. You know, like I said, it's just you know, last week when we spoke about um, you know, memory, see episode 5, memory. After
Mhm,
we did the podcast, I went and watched it. I watched it again because it was so fabulous. How can you,
mhm,
you know, how can you go from memory, which was like 1,000 for both of us?
mhm.
How can you go from that to this? How can you go from that episode to the next episode without losing, you know, the whole speed of
Yeah.
the everything, right?
It's
And
excellent writing. That's
doing
what it
it
is.
excellently.
Excellent.
Like Graham Yost, I hope you get an award or something because
Mhm,
the way you're putting this joint together is crazy. There are some
mhm,
really chilling things, and you know, this whole season made me realize how dark, like like really dark Silo is. Silo is really dark, right?
mhm.
It's
Yeah. Oh, it's a dark show.
it's super dark,
Because
but
it's dealing with very dark topics, but,
yeah,
like, it's done in a way that's acceptable for Apple TV.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, because it's dark as politics, it's money, it's everything else, right? And I want to know what's going on with Glenda because that's sort of chilling to me. I want to
It
know what
sounds
that's all
very
about.
interesting.
Well, there you have it. Thanks for checking out another episode of Flicks and Giggles. I am Basil Barrington.
I am DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, peace.
Alright.